Boom, and welcome back on into ECL Season 44. Fine Cole! Hector McHenry taking this one away. Strife and MIBR on Anubis. Love seeing this map so far. I think it's turned out to be like a really fun, interesting map. It's got some action to it, and speaking of that, it's already a gush going the way of Bredesen.
I'm digging it right now. I absolutely love it. It's fit in nicely. No complaints. I don't think a lot of players hate it. Oh, wait a second.
What?
Jules, I thought he was a CT for a second.
What?
He has a Glock in hand and he's all the way in the site. What is going on here? What sort of gaps did they just find?
What? How did Joel's just... Did I miss something? Or did he just, like, phase through a wall? Like...
Certified gap slipper.
Yeah, I guess. But, Joel's is a ghost, I guess. He just walked into the B site on one of the most insane timings, and I guess that's gonna be a pistol round for Strife. Easy does it. If I was Bredesen, I would be thinking, like, I would ask myself, how did that even happen? Let me see. I'm gonna watch that back.
That was wild. It's a good start there from Strife, able to open up proceedings there, catching a big gap. Completely blindsiding the opposition. MIBR. Maybe
like,
a little bit sleep at the wheel there for that pistol.
Like, how does that ever happen? Who? First of all, who would leave B main open? And second of all, what lunatic would walk through B main?
Yeah, just shift walking out. I mean, I don't know. Jules is insane for that one for sure. Both camps. Oh, but there's no comfort for too long here. You gotta buckle down in these rounds. MIBR showing you exactly why you can't get too comfortable and taking contact. Wide swinging angles. They even had a flash for him, to be fair. They tried to set him up for success right there, but sometimes this guy's a little bit too sharp.
Yeah, the academy move up for MIBR, but he's been playing better than the veterans.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of on brand for these guys. You look at the trajectory of their roster and how they've been able to formulate this team so far. Very, very frugal, I would describe it as. 2 academy move-ups that have just turned into absolute studs, and BR and now MInsani. At least if we do get to see the continuation of MInsani play out, right? Because
yeah.
If he's able to keep up this performance at the top level of Counter-Strike, the Kados of the world, where he's so close to breaking through the ceiling, there is going to be so much to be excited about for this guy.
Yeah, of course, let's not mention the dreaded honeymoon phase, but, well, right now, since we're in the middle of said honeymoon phase, it's another scout headshot for MInsani. 2v4, it's Snakes who has to break this site open by himself, and Turtle not taking tags. It's a 2v5 on the table for Strife. Long range, Henny can't connect. And there will be a bomb plant. HP not favoring Strife here. But that might not matter with the better weapons. However, Exit does sneak past an angle. Can start to toy with these Strife players. Henny starting to get forced back. Exit getting pinned down. This is looking good for Strife to take advanced control. Let's see if the pistols can turn it around. Not anything onto Snakes, just Henny. And he's not looking very motivated to try this one. He needs this kill quickly, though. Time is a-ticking, and Eris isn't going to give it to him. A 2 versus 5 to salvage that one for Strife.
Oh, tricky right there for Strife to pull that one across the line, but Snakes knew he needed to take initiative right there, knew his teammate was low. He starts taking fights. He starts getting his utility down, making the job all the more easy for Eris, and all Eris needed to do was stay alive there. And his mission was accomplished so incredibly well. That's really impressive stuff from him, just being a nuisance to put down, repositioning, making sure that that round is difficult in the 2v2 as opposed to like a 1v2 for Snakes. Much better on the recovery than the start of that round, though. Strife. MInsani. Oh, no luck in the opening exchange this time.
Yeah. I mean, I'll let him. I'll let Insani and the way he's been playing so far. I'll just let him do whatever he needs to do. Yeah, been an absolute star for Made in Brazil. I mean, considering they've again lost some of their biggest pieces, and internationally, I don't think the other 4 riflers haven't competed at this high level star power level. It's really changed up. I was watching NIP versus MIBR on the first night of Katowice, and that was a real sight to see. Insani just absolutely pop off against the ninjas. So, well, enough raving about him. His team might be losing right now, Cole, because that bomb's gonna get planted. I think it's time to pack your bags.
Yeah, they will be losing for now. No question about that. Gonna get those rifles out soon, but again, Anubis hasn't historically been the greatest of maps for these guys, so might show up here once again. Lost a Greyhound there. That was the map that they lost to them before they were able to put them down, and well, they might struggle here in NA as well versus some of the competition. Henny, nice shot right on back, getting a little bit of revenge there. And actually, it's a valuable kill to get into his pockets individually. That'll give him a chance to buy an op and maybe some extra utility or head Kevlar. He wouldn't have had head Kevlar if he didn't have that kill. So we'll see what he goes for. I imagine he's getting into that up. No, straight to the rifles. Okay.
Huh.
Why not?
Could indicate a bit more of an aggressive approach. We're also prioritizing full utility belts is a pretty big deal. So, I mean, MIBR with absolutely everything to work with. And I think these first couple rounds, they've kind of just been a couple of gimmicks. Of course, Joel's just somehow walking through B main. And, by the way, I watched it back. That's literally what he just did. He just said, oh, no one's watching this? All right. And at the same time, MIBR fumbling a bit of a 2v5. I wouldn't even call it a fumble. I think it's just good from Strife, winning every duel that came to them. So, some real rounds, quote unquote.
Definitely where the rubber meets the road here for Strife. They can't afford to let off the gas right now. Between 2 smokes is inside. Look at the way he's playing this one out. Super aggressive. Constant push and pull for this mid control here. Constant push and pull for this E-box position. And right on to Infinite. There's the classic HE there. Get ready with his molly, but usually that means there's a molly in return. There it is. Infinite. Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, it did spread. Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, that's so very close. I wasn't sure if it was going to extend, but it does, and that's a brutal way to lose that bit of map control.
Yeah, not a real chance to shoot back there for Infinite. I think a lot of information going the way of Strife. They're out of smokes right now on towards the execute. They only have 1 to really help them out, and 3 players on the site, and Turtle finds the instant entry. There's nothing they can do to gain any ground. While Turtle gets shot in the back, his teammates have got the cover. It's the quick early gun round for MIBR.
That sort of setup, it just seems like is impenetrable right there. You're dealing with insane crossfires. And Insani as well. But how are you supposed to crack through that? You're trying to take those fights outside of the E-box position and towards that A main side of the, or B main side of things rather. And you have to get the guy past the pillar. Without that molly that comes through, you're not going to be able to flush him out. So then you're going to have to worry about that close right angle. But then there's 2 more crosshairs trained on you that can very quickly trade. It's a absolutely suffocating defense right there for sure.
Bit of a reconnect going down for just a bit. I just realized that's a way that you can get an extra Glock in rotation. That's a bit broken, Cole, I think. I think they need to fix that. They could... T's can make infinite Glocks if they keep reconnecting. Unacceptable. Alright, yeah, the silence is pretty good.
I'm just thinking, maybe you could, get hundreds of Glocks.
Hundreds of
Then
blocks.
get an HE.
And
And then as a part of your execute, just completely throw Glocks everywhere. Like a firework. That would take probably more than 2 minutes.
Or you could just crash the server and so they can't fire back. That's unfortunate for Eris. You know, Cole, I think you're onto something, but you know, so was Hunden. He was also onto something. And, you know, that kind of stuff didn't work out. Either way, MIBR, they're looking good. Quick double. I'm saying that cheating is not good in Counter-Strike, that's why.
I'm just, I don't know if it's cheating, right? Little firework explosion. I don't think it's anything a flash couldn't really help you out with, right? Usually that would probably be more effective than...
Are you able to just, like, spam drop Glocks as well? I'm not sure.
I think you can only buy, like, 5 or 6.
Just a couple.
Before they cool you off.
So we can assemble in 30 Glocks. Turtle has got a nasty timing just hit on him right now and out in the open. But Brennan's an easy trade. Just a snap lock in right there for Brennan's, no problem. And a glass cannon snakes off. This is, you know, Henny hasn't needed to buy an AWP, but he might have one hand delivered to him. But Snakes is not gonna press the issue. Okay, he's gonna try and run in and go down. I guess the glass cannon op is not. Oh my. Okay.
Nice job. Getting away with that.
I thought he was gonna get his hands on it for just a second. That would have been pretty bad.
Yeah. But they're able to at least avoid that. Double upping on this map was super effective. That's why I was a bit surprised to see him hold off on getting into the up immediately. I've seen a lot of teams just do some nasty work with a double up, so always a possibility here. But Insani gotta get himself some sweet ecos, the best kind of unarmored Glocks and the ace. That's just a dreamy round wait there for him. For the new guy, he gets his reward for being so patient and diligent towards the middle.
Oh my goodness. Well, we just got to see Strife's POV of getting absolutely picked apart. And it's quickly 3-all. Now Strife, they've had some cool gimmicks here and there, but I mentioned early on that, you know, those gimmicks were not really replicable. I have yet to see a real, you know, tangible success round out of Strife to really make you believe. A couple cool individual moments, you know, some tip taps out of Infinite on that B site, or Snakes cleaning house, but that's about it. Now this man Insani is just relentless towards middle. He wants his double kills. He wants his multi-kills. And if Strike given the opportunity, real opportunity, even going for smoke spam, this guy.
He's wild with it. Yeah, he just is constantly fighting for control. Every single round, this guy has been pushing 40. Only time I've ever seen him fall off is when he got put down to 30 HP on the smoke spam, so that's going to be a big consistency here. It'll be interesting to see what Strife do to counteract this. They could use one flashbang and that could do the trick. Now he spotted out, and they're so very close to it, we didn't realize.
Yeah, but that's the information. Look at this. What Turtle sees here. Really powerful, but it gets taken away from him by Eris. At the same time, there are still 2 players. Exactly that, Cole. There's still a chance. And with 20 seconds in the bomb, having to run through a smoke, huge problems, but exit stared right into the flash. And that's that. Brennan's trying to walk through the smoke, but that's Infinite cleaning house. That is Strife. That's a real round that we've been looking for.
Beautiful. Beautiful round right there from Strife. Very composed. In the last moments of that round, they were able to realize that they needed to make a move, right? They couldn't have really afford to wait out that smoke, because that's when, you know, those sort of rounds could just come down to the time alone. So avoiding that scary reality of losing to the clock, despite having a pretty big advantage. Look at this aggression. Flashman goes on through. He's going to commit. He can't afford to overcommit, though. Turtle taking a lot of damage right there.
Seems like Strife are extremely prepared for that. They're not overstepping. They had 3 players watching that entrance. It's actually a miracle that Turtle doesn't go down. Now, an execute, quote-unquote, here for Strife, but an inherent problem. They're smoked out.
Interesting jump spot here. Henny, or rather, BRN, he has himself a molly and a smoke to deter. And they're kind of assembled in another one of these deadly crossfire setups. But when will that utility finally come through? There's the smoke actually tossed in initially. They get that downrange. Molly goes in as well. So they're just looking to buy as much time off this execute as they can. But still, it's going to come through. And still, BRN not blind. He's able to line up 2 kills. Being traded, and Turtle still standing in the back line too. He's not giving it up.
And then Insani arrives, of course, to do cleanup. They didn't even need the big guns to arrive on the scene. MIBR, they just had the right setup. Every time they would try to execute, they're met with a smoke at the B main choke point, and there's just nothing to do. Underhand to flash through and pray. And, well, their prayers weren't answered, I'll tell you that.
I think B-side off limits right now. They gave it over for free on the pistol, but they aren't looking to give it over too easy in some of these follow-up rounds, right? These rifle rounds looking super sharp. Very quick rotations. Some good protocols put together here. I think it's going quite nicely in Sunny. Again, versus some North American Counter-Strike competition. He's doing quite well for himself. A continuation, 9-3. You know, he did get that ace versus 5 Glocks. So maybe take some of that dazzle out of the scoreline. It's still, it seems like he was always in the right place at the right time.
Yeah. I mean, it was a sole reason that MIBR were even in their own force buy round, where they could have just probably just taken over the game so early. Like, Strife would be at maybe 1, give it 2 rounds. Since Insani was popping off with the scout. And now he comes through in rotation at the right time. You know, when he does get to play and when he does get the fair fight, he's pretty darn solid. We'll keep talking, we'll keep raving about him. We'll see if it can continue here. Round number 9 coming up. Another buy-in from Strife, but they're reaching the end of their dollar. And we can see MIBR, despite losing the pistol, start to take a lead.
Getting themselves built into this game quite nicely. Got the AUGs, very popular on this map as well. A little bit of who put that ledge down that wall? Messed up that lineup. That must have been in the new update.
Yeah, that's... Oh, I think I've seen Steve Pineapple throw that flash before. I'm not sure.
Steve Pineapple was 100% throwing that flash. Guy never has his jump binds automatically set up.
He doesn't need to, because Steve Pineapple just is that precise.
Yeah, it's just... He practices for the real deal. None of this automatic stuff taking over.
You know, for those watching, Steve Pineapple, he's
Whoa,
just a
whoa,
man
whoa.
in the... He's just a man in the mist.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Thought we were about to...
No, I'm not leaking who
Never.
Steve Pineapple is.
Who is he? No one knows. No one knows how Henny's going to deal with this aggression as they are all around the corner. See alarm bells.
Ooh. Wow. An instant dink came out of Infinite, and that slowed down Henny's fallback. I mean, Strife, the individuals are so precise. But they're giving themselves opportunities. A post plant set up. Snakes even with an AWP. A deep control. I've talked about it. It's like so difficult to retake because Eris got that deep control, cuts them down. A 2v3. But Insani, oh boy, is he here. And he's here with the vengeance. He clears out every nook and cranny of the site. And is the bomb even planted for Snakes? That's a very good question. Now, blinded up, he's a glass cannon. If he takes a bullet, there's going to be a problem. And he takes one to the face. A 2v3 retake out of MIBR.
Absolutely. Stunning retake right there. Insani, again, I thought that was a sure save from MIBR once they start to lose two. Eris probably thought the same thing. He got his knife out. He was ready to go. He was ready to charge forward, start the hunt right there, but they didn't realize that they needed to still play in the post plants. They still needed to establish themselves because they got cracked apart right there within seconds. And Insani able to break through that. And that's a very good round from him again. Even despite this now, he said he got on a full eco, he would still have himself a 6-3 KD with so much impact in that. And that HE, it's already chunked down one player to 40 HP and another to 50, so we'll see if this helps out the A defense.
Oh, well, the Molly's certainly not going to help out here, Cole, but it doesn't matter. Rex Tech 9 is a different gun in the game. And he'll pick up the M4 and do good with it. They've actually broken the ace again, but Brenison is going to run right through the smoke and almost finds the planter through it the same. Just infinite, a 1v3. The Alamo on the site, but the Alamo, well, the attackers didn't have grenades back then, so 6-4 MIBR.
No HEs. I wonder when HEs were invented. Imagine. What would you guess? World War One?
That's when. I mean, if we're gonna go back to the history of the explosion,
Cannon. Yeah, you bring up a good point.
I mean, the Big Bang was a big HE if you just think about it.
Let's see, highly explosive grenades. I'm doing some history.
It was invented by John Grenade back in 1890.
Also invented electricity, believe it or not.
John Grenade. Sure. You know, maybe that was the Big Bang theory, that the Big Bang was just a big HE. Ever thought about that?
Oh.
Oh my,
CS
what?
is like, what? Is he just spamming through the smoke?
Yep. Oh, and he has just an absolute rat one way. Yeah, sorry, dog. You're not winning that. This is geeky from Insani. Just unfair.
It is so geeky. Right? That's so perfect right there. I mean, it reminds me of when, like, Monacy was first getting in to, you know, the big dogs, the big competition. He had every trick.
Dude, he
no
still
demands.
does.
Yeah, he still does, right? But just the same. These new guys here, you pick them up and they are going to be watching every Nart out here 50 pro tips and tricks videos known to man, but they're still around to be played here. Joel's, oh, he just thought he was safe. That's definitely not the case.
Now they're just running at him. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. I'll talk about the Monacy point. Like, he's even still up to no good. He has a lineup on Inferno where he throws the nade behind his own mid bracket smoke. And it would highlight it would give outlines to the T's behind it. Like, he has a lineup for it.
I mean, I don't even know.
That's like that's nerd emoji levels of geek, man. I don't know.
You get. It's such an easy way to find a kill, and the impact of the kills can't be understated, right? You know what I mean? It's so valuable to have those sort of tricks up your sleeves, especially if you consider you'll never have one of those games where you're starting off incredibly slow for like the first 8 or 9 rounds if you have one of those up your sleeve, because you're just gonna get a kill off that, right? You're just gonna get activated. There's no way that it doesn't happen. But this is some really Good timing here. If they have a flash to get past Henny, they don't. And he's gonna find two.
It's a mow down. This was the investment out of Strife. They brought together a fourth buy. They tried to make something work, but they walk right into Henny. Insani even there, flanking through the entire team. Not a chance. I think Insani just dropped out of the mid window into the canal to flank. Which is even more salt into the wound. Because it's 8-4. And MIBR have not let up. They are on an 8-1 run.
Yeah, this is some incredible stuff. Absolutely love it. Out of MIBR. Looking to get off that 0% on HLTV. Right here and right now. They've been just getting constant 16-14 victories. This guy, you gotta stop fighting him mid. Go anywhere else. Anywhere but towards this guy. You're feeding the beast right now with every time you turn that corner.
17 kills. Like, what?
Stop peeking him. He's gonna get you. Oh, yeah. He's gonna get you. Just don't even try.
And even Exit has a wall bang for it. A wall bang to spam the walk up. Like, it just can't get any more wild than this. I don't know what you do. I mean, this boost, it's a cool gimmick. Works sometimes. Oh, it did. I actually did get the kill on Insani. Nice. But immediately traded. So, yeah.
I'm just gonna say, you can ask Salonica, one of the first adopters of that boost. Didn't invent it, right? But I was keen on that very early on. Get that scout round 2. They had no idea what hit them in the first Anubis matches.
Salonica 101, the legendary Bad News Bears producer. Or not producer. I like to use a producer. Social media manager. Back in the heyday.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the guy. That's the one. 0-1, apparently. But it's a good boost, especially when you have 5v5s, but...
Not when you're on that.
When you're down 2v4, maybe not so useful.
Also, when MIPR just can't miss a bullet.
Yeah.
Had a good game plan there as well. It's not like Insani's, you know, getting over eager. He went for the peak, but he had support. He had to exit there to immediately trade him. If any gimmicks went awry. But that's all MIBR have lost to so far this game. It's going to be the third time saying this, but Strife, outside of some, you know, modest rounds early on, you know, they kind of had a little gimmick to win the pistol, a 2v5 against the force buy. Not too much to convince me. Not too much to convince you can beat Insani, who's 17-6.
Yeah, they really reinforced this roster quite nicely. I remember watching Insani on MIBR Academy. I got to watch quite a bit of this guy, and I was, like, terribly impressed with his performance. I didn't think he was, you know, the cream of the crop. I thought maybe to replace a player like Joda, they would have had to go with more experience, but this guy, he's furious. They keep on fighting him. He's got no tracers on that spam, and he is winning that fight every step of the way. Let's exit. Ooh, missed op shot from Mini. I think that cost him.
I mean, Infinite's been good on these entries, at least to make himself very tradable. A lot of his kills, I think, have been traded.
Got that dink on the Henny there earlier that completely threw him off.
Turned it into a 3v3, but MIBR won the retake, unfortunately. Like, despite being 4-11, Infinite's done good work. This round's looking a lot better, though, for Strife. They have good utility. If they come up with a game plan here with 30 seconds remaining, it's got to be good. But they can actually have MIBR on the ropes for once.
Finally don't have to deal with Insani taking fights towards mid. They've actually been able to crawl their way forward, but they still have to worry about him being around this site because you're still going to walk that way. Bombs dropped out towards the middle. 15 seconds left, and now they know where Joel's is. So this round's curtains. It's only a matter of time. It's double digits here for sure.
Yeah, that's a major issue. Joel's, nope, not surviving. As Brennison snaps in. You know, they had good positions, did Strife, but just the little micro games, the details is what got to them there, I think. Spacing on that trade wasn't quite there. And it's the details that MIBR, they've been winning every single time. They've been capitalizing on the missed flash. And they've been lining up the double kills, especially Insani. We'll keep that kill count total running. Because 20 kills and a half is monumental.
And is farming. Oh, troubles. Love to see it, man. Again, I thought that this pickup, it wouldn't shake out to be, you know, even like if we consider, you know, a team that maybe thrives a little bit off the honeymoon period to be a pickup that was going to be enough, right? They lost a big piece, Jota, with the roles that he plays, how crucial he can be. I mean, he definitely required a lot of resources on that T side, I will say, kind of lurking out. Some really powerful roles, I guess, to decide how rounds shape up, but now Insani, you know, filling the feed, stepping up in his place, doing great work. Again, Wreck is losing out on the spam battle. Every single round, taking a lot of damage for it. Guy knows his angles.
You also have 3 players here on the B site. This is just looking too good. It's also such an amazing molly. Just as Strife are trying to line up the execute and get their split going. I mean, they are... MIBR have boatloads of utility and a team kill. That's something I can't afford. Now, Infinite, I'm saying he does a great job, and he gets traded every time, but he doesn't need to get traded like that. 4v4 into the site, but there's a 3-man setup. Insani is here. A double kill. Penny looking just to lock it in. He doesn't miss. And that's 11-4. That's the half. We'll see you guys after a short one. MIBR standing strong here, 11-4, and we're already getting a speedy pistol out of this one. They want to get this one done, and they see it as the A site. Manning fly, Collector McHenry, yada yada yada, you know the deal. Into the A site, do MIBR go? They meet Eris as the first challenger, but now they're all pinned behind the pillar, and Infinite goes down. Eris Sterling next in line, has help from Rek, and Eris is actually fighting out a great battle from behind, joined with Rek. The taps are great. Both of them sharing all the frags. And it's all of a sudden a 1v2 for Turtle with 11 HP.
Both pistols very well could go in the way of Strife here. Turtle has made a very long reposition. Thought that maybe they had a chance to sneak their way out B as they continue to find those kills, but the player on site went down, and that bomb's dropped in pretty nasty location here. So Turtle using this clock to his advantage. A full 45 seconds left. What he's done quite nicely is he's going to make in the back of Strife's mind, you know, wonder where could he be coming from. And now the only thing he can really do is rely on a big timing advantage to catch one of them off guard and then, you know, put it into a 1v1.
Yeah, Turtle. However, Eris is jiggle peeking, and Eris did not want to play that game just yet. Has Rek to peek off the contact as well. It's going to be a tough time for Turtle, but he actually makes the crossover. He gets himself a decent position, but dude, 10 seconds, yeah, no chance. It's going to be the pistol round. Another one for Strife. He's looking bad there for just a moment as all 5 players got him through middle, but reputable effort from the guys at Strife.
No complaints on the pistols. They've been super strong there, so it's a continuation on some good stuff. We'll see if that remains true here. But I do believe we have a quick technical issue. So we're going to be tossing it to a quick break. And once we come out, we'll see who's going to be coming out on top. So we'll be right back. And once we come back, Anubis.
Yep. Alrighty, a bit of a quick one. A bit of a quick technical pause, thankfully. But everything's sorted out. MIBR up 11-5, but Strife have picked up the pistol. So we have a game on our hands. We have a game on our hands. See if Strife can get off to an early start and actually get things going with it.
Yeah, this is the start that they were able to get last half. Had that quick 0-3 start. I don't know if they'll have an as easy path with the current position. Full eco. So MIBR going to surely invest in this next one. Just Henny. Get a little bit of MP9 taps long range. HE. Nothing from it. A little bit of an A execute. B execute. My goodness. Lining up. This map in Ancient, I feel like, really tripping me up.
This does feel like the A site. Like, who executes onto the B site? There's, like, no one.
Pretty executable on A2, but just something about this.
Why not the first letter of the alphabet? You know, why it's just gotta be the... Why it's gotta be the second one? It seems like it's the site that gets the most action. Aris is gonna chop up exit on that front, and that's gonna be Strife. Quick 2-0, but it's good to see MIBR that take that full eco. No risks taken. They want them guns. They want them ops. Now.
I wonder if it has something to do to how much I play it personally, because I don't play Anubis all that often. Pretty new map. I don't play Ancient ever. I get super tripped up on those, but the classics, I don't really get tripped up on. So maybe it's a, you know, a playtime thing. You know, you get used to it, get settled in.
The Counter-Strike community needs to man up and play some new maps. Like, for goodness grief, man.
You know what I call the holy trinity of maps in my matchmaking queues?
Yeah, Overpass, Mirage, and Inferno.
No, Dust 2, Vertigo, and Mirage.
What? That's
Holy
the map you're
right
queuing?
Only 3 IQ.
You're unreal, Cole.
But on Anubis, I got a little bit of practice in, and it seems like so have MIBR. Strife on the defense are trying to plant their feet here, but they're getting pushed back. This is a classic here. Constant exchange of utility outside of the siege box position, man. The fight, push and pull for control here. It's always a big test for teams that come out on top.
And it looks like MIBR's good for it, especially with exit on the trade. Jules tries to extend for the advantage, but instead hands it away. It's a 3v4 rolling MIBR.
Still not a full, dedicated attack here just yet. They're gonna go grab bomb, and I think that's gonna commit them in towards this B side of things, right? There's no question about that, but they're just now committing. It's a perfect timing. Aris is completely sold towards middle with one smoke. That's a really good little mid round from them to really secure that one. They could have taken the 4v1, right? That would have been perfectly fine. But they first flush Aris out of the bomb site before they ever take that fight.
Yeah, how about the 4v1, but your opponent was also worried about middle? That's that also works. All the protocols there for MIBR. Now up 12-6 and stealing guns away. It's just Snake. Peek out through the window. He has no idea where to look, but he's a dead man as soon as he turns around. 12-6. That's a beautiful round. That's just a very, very clean round out of MIBR. It's more what we expect from them.
Yeah, no complaints right there. Like you said, you strike multiple different fears into poor Aris right there, right? He has to cover 3 separate angles. B main, yes, that was correct. Gosh. B main, E-box, and then mid now with the little extra spout of utility that you're throwing in there. It's so promising. It's absolutely lovely to see. MIBR doing their due diligence. Wrapping that round up in a bow. Making it look pretty.
Insani yet to frag on the half. But dude, 21 kills as well. Still the opportunity to get activated to close down this game for MIBR. This is really a breaking point for Strife. They cannot really afford to lose this round unless the 14-6 deficit. If you think they can make it back. Yeah, I think the story of this game, and I guess the story of Strife in general, they always have really strong individuals. But when it comes down to the tactics, MIBR have just been one step ahead. The AWP has always been in the play. Henny's been activated. And he might also have the opportunity to do so here. You can see the CT's really starting to huddle right now, Cole.
Oof. You're in. He's going to be taken down there in the E-box. Smoke's being tossed in. I do wonder what Henny's game plan is here on the opposite side of the map. Right now, I think mission number 1 is to just sell as many rotations here, but he's only one man. You can only sell so much with noise and chaos here.
Harris is in a tough position, but he gets the kill and a turtle exit on the trade. And once again, the site was understaffed. Only a couple players here, and Jules decides to jump through the smoke into the jaws of exit. And Insani, I think he knows, but Infinite could line up multiple. Exit, he has the bomb in his hands, but it's busy pressing them digits.
Oh.
Henny has the cover, though, to salvage this round for MIBR. He even is ready for the flank, and he spotted him out. Oh, he just saw Rek, and I don't think Rek recognized that. And that'll be 13-6 for MIBR. That's a heartbreaker for Strife.
And that is so decisive right there. In the heat of the moment, they make no mistakes. Last little bit of hope was denying that bomb plant and making them lose to the clock right there. But instead, Henny has coverage, and they're able to complete the mission. 13 locked in USPs around Eagle and Infinite. Not the prettiest of sights here, that's for sure. We come to the Strife team. Yeah, we talked about the new guy here quite a bit on MIBR. We didn't get to talk much about Harrison. You know, he is deserving of a little bit of a shout out. The guy is so good. Also familiar with the Strife organization.
You won a couple trophies with them.
Yeah. So it's always good to bring back some familiar talent, and then he's just going to come in. I don't think he makes too many mistakes, and the ones that he does, I think he so quickly learns from. It's a very adaptable player.
Yeah, he took a step back from the competitive space for a little bit. He got himself back in the game. Can't believe it's almost been a year since Philadelphia 16. And that's when Strife lifted that trophy. Started off kind of like the dream lineup for themselves. Definitely a moment for those guys. But, well, long gone are those days, it seems, because it's 14-6 MIBR. In fact, it's Eris and Joel's the last two remaining players from that lineup.
Yeah, reunited. It's a very different team. Joel's the one consistency for a little while. Slide over there on Detonate now. 60 on Vendetta. Stamina was on Nouns. It was Strife dispersed throughout the ECL scene, but at least you get some unity now with Eris back in.
Slight's doing really well on Detonate. Let's not get that wrong. I think.
Oh yeah.
And 60's always a menace to play against. It's quite responsible how Vendetta are doing right now, especially.
Yeah. Very excited. Was bummed to see Pluto go, but for good reason, right? On a new team. ATK, more foundation there. But look at this. MIBR. Look at his Chausin. A little bit of a B execute to close this one.
Yep, they're gonna charge on in. And it's an understaffed site again. Typically, you need 3 people here, but they are just erased. They're just a pile of dust, dude. That's one sick magic trick from MIBR.
Made him disappear. Insani. 2 just nasty inches right there. That was so quick, and Strife, they thought they had a good, like, 10 or 15 seconds before anyone was ever going to throw a full exec on them, right? But they were so mistaken.
Rek even, I mean, I'm not sure about that. Drops the smoke and tries to psych him out. But that might be the one of the last things he does here on Anubis. That's his snakes. Tucked away, getting hunted down. Surprise! He had the whole team after him. And MIBR dominating on their opponent's map pick. While Strife started off the season excellently. I'm saying they are playing against a different beast right now.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to figure that out this season with how good they looked versus Nouns yesterday. I think that we're seeing a roster elevated, unleashed. There's no question about that. These guys are playing out of their minds. And I'm hard-pressed to find a team that can stop them with ATKs. You know, relative weakness. We haven't seen too much out of EG this season, but they might be looking for some new guys.
Yeah. Well,
Oof.
that was an effort by Strife. It was an effort. Not sure how much of an effort. Oh my god, they've just killed the entire team. Well, this is going to be a round by elimination out of MIBR because, dang, that one was quick. It's a 16-6 for MIBR. They're a beast, a different beast that we are expecting them to see, and I think we got what we expected out of this team. Yeah, that was fast.
Yeah, that was both pistols won by Strife, and it's 16-6 right there. So that kind of gives you a hint as to how dominant that series, or map was rather. That was the map pick of Strife as well, so